There's a lot of buzz with the phrase or the group, the Fandom Menace, and which I would like to consider myself to be a part of. It's not an official clique for anybody to sign up or to be rejected by anybody who is currently in the group. The one rule that I believe the Fandom Menace is all about is your voice matters. That's it. It's just one rule. Your voice matters. You say your piece, you give your criticism, you give your praise, and then you allow others to do so. It doesn't mean that you can't criticize other people. It doesn't mean that that other people are barred from or removed from criticism. It's that you simply say your piece, and then you allow others to say their piece, and you can continue on the conversation from there, even though there might be a criticism battle going back and forth. And that's, I think, one major criticism that I'd like to talk about with the Fandom Menace. The Fandom Menace is not belong to any one person or any group of people. There may be a lot of people who might be the quote-unquote leaders or those who are rising to the top with popularity or, like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, but it's not owned by them. Say your piece, move on. If somebody has a critique about your own piece, you can criticize their piece. You can talk about it. Express yourself. The most important part about the Fandom Menace, at least the spirit of it, regardless of anybody actually agreeing or disagreeing, any echo chambers that might exist anywhere with any fandom group, period. Your voice matters. And here are just a slew of people that I just looked up online of people I've seen, videos that I've from content creators that I've seen, and I'm not going to be listing them all. And there's even one, the quartering. I didn't even bring that one up, but let's go through just a whole slew of them. Nerdrotic Live, and as for an example, these 6 people are not just the 6 people that show up every single day as quote unquote the Fandom Menace. The Fandom Menace, you say your piece. Every single person on here, especially as the top middle and Jeremy from the bottom right-hand corner, they had an argument probably about a week ago, and they just went at each other's throats. They were talking down at each other. They were insulting the other person's character about how dumb and stupid they were about something. And then after the 6-hour live long stream, they had a proverbial beer, a figurative beer, had a stream together, and they're still buds, they're still friends. You say your piece, you let the other guys speak, and then you can speak back. That's the whole point. That's the spirit of it. If you like a movie, say something about it. If you don't like something about a particular movie, say something about it. Allow others to speak. That's one reason why SJWs, quote-unquote woke people, leftists, political activists, who are currently in the position to shut other people down. You're an ism, you're an ist, you're a phobe. Boom, gotta shut you down. You're problematic, gotta get rid of you. That's not what fandom is all about. The Fandom Menace is a particular clique with a group of people that actually know each other, but you are not barred from being part of it, and anybody person that does say that you're barred from it, who allows you to speak, for you to say your piece, and you don't want to ban anybody. That's the one thing. That's the one major thing. I know that's major today because of all the criticism of all the issues of people trying to shut other people down, but if you just allow other people to speak, and then they can speak about it as well, welcome to the Fandom Menace. I welcome you as an unofficial member of the group, and probably who has never spoken to any single person directly from the Fandom Menace or those with whom I follow. Welcome to the Fandom Menace. Say your piece, let other people speak about it, and you can say your piece again. Say whatever I say, talk about it. You're not barred from talking about it. That's the one requirement. Freedom of speech, to say what you think, and allowing others allow others to say their own opinion as well, and I'll get into that as well. So here are some of the people. Just some guy upper echelon gamers, and I know he's not officially have anything to do with any movies. He's a gamer review, and actually he's a pretty phenomenal one at that. There's a lot of people that I'm not going to be mentioning, like The Quartering. I didn't bring that up on the tab, but again, there's a lot of people out there. Mary Mayhem, almost 8,000 subscribers. It's a humble channel. The Fandom Menace, and that's taking the highlights from certain people. At the very top is Comics, Artist Pro Secrets, Geeks and Gamers, World Class BS. I forgot about them too. World Class Bullshitters, Mindless Entertainment. See those two people. There's so many people there's a whole roster here where you can just take look at little clips from an array of channels. That's what the Fandom Menace is all about. You say your piece. You allow others to say their piece. You can disagree. You can have a full-blown argument. But at the end of the day, we still come together because we care about, not just about each other, but the content as well. I want Star Wars to be better. If you think it's for children, well, okay, that's your piece, that's my piece. We can walk away. It's okay. But that's a really good thought. I kind of messed up my flow, because if I think, let's just switch the roles where I'm the bad guy. If you believe that Star Wars is amazing or Star Wars is bad, and I say Star Wars is for kids, literally 2-year-olds, you're stupid. That breaks any bond that any person can have. Because at the end of the day, it's about our sharing our thoughts about particular pieces, about particular events, about something. And then when you say it's for kids, knocking that off, you could say it's either good or bad, but when you immediately no, shut up, it was saying it's for kids, you believing it must make you a child? It must make you stupid? It must make you infantile? Again, it's about sharing your piece, others sharing their piece, and moving on. Coming together because we have a common goal about caring about the content. I may like it, you may not. That's okay. That's the good part about it. Young Ripa. He's a new one I've recently been seeing every once in a while. Quarterback Garrett. I'm not necessarily a fan of Quarterback Garrett, but I'm going to subscribe to him anyways. He's the producer from Louder with Crowder with Steven Crowder, and I don't think he's great, but I think he's kind of bad at times. But again, I don't know. I don't want to subscribe to him. It's okay to not subscribe to people. Geeks and Gamers. We have, Young Ripa again. Let's close that out. Hell's Heel versus Babyface. He's an obnoxious UKian, British person. Love everything about it. Nerd Erotic. Midnight's Edge, That Star Wars Girl, Jay Longbone, Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Mueller, or Mauler, his official channel is Mauler, and that's his name. He has 2 channels. Mueller is his second channel. And I wouldn't consider any single one of these people to be part of actually other than World Class Bullshitters, which is the 4th person right down here. They're not officially part of the Fandom Menace. They're welcome to join any event or video any other person who might consider themselves to be part of the Fandom Menace, but the whole point is you express your thought, you express your opinion, and you move on. Yes, as for an example, in the Fandom Menace, there has been an incredible, 99% of the people officially part of the Fandom Menace do not hate Captain Marvel. Both because the actress, Brie Larson, who played Captain Marvel, came out and said, I do not need 40-year-old white men, which, again, if you reverse the roles where I do not need 40-year-old black men, ooh, that kind of sounds racist. Or, hey, I don't need 40-year-old white women. It's ooh, that sounds a little bit sexist. What are you talking about? Wait, what? She came out like that, and there was a great backlash because of it. But with the movie itself, the movie is not good objectively. But if you like the movie and don't care about what she said, you're not barred from the Fandom Menace. And if they bar you from the Fandom Menace and you haven't tried to silence anybody, the Fandom Menace would be wrong. The spirit about fandom is you share your piece, something you like or something you don't like, and allow the other person to share what they think. And if it just doesn't work, you move on and keep sharing your piece. So again, I don't know how many times I'm going to be reiterating that. I'm probably going to do that throughout the entire video, but let's keep going through some more channels. Clownfish TV. They're literally just news for either gaming, arting, geek culture. They're not necessarily anything about movie reviews or gaming reviews, but I would consider them to be part of the Fandom Menace. They have their own opinions about the particular news that's coming out. Say your piece. You have the right to do that. Drunk 3PO. I'm not really a fan, but I subscribe to his channel anyway. I don't watch his stuff at all. But again, Fandom Menace, Geeks and Gamers, Star Wars, da-da-da. Excuse me. I've never heard of this person before, but I looked up through some of their channels, and it seemed to be like he's a person that just doesn't like The Last of Us 2. Like the last 5 videos specifically were, hey, Last of Us 2 was a horrible, horrible game. And objectively, I would say it is. And the Fandom Menace, there was a few, or at least with the... let's go back to the second one. Yeah, on Nerdrotic Live, there were a few videos. If I think the last one that happened today, which on July 11th, they were talking about, and this is from July 4th. So from July 11th. Wait, is that? Yeah. Actually, technically, the one that happened yesterday, which was is today Saturday. They have Friday Night Tights, but they upload the entire video the next day onto this channel. They were talking about how they could fix The Last of Us 2 having nearly the exact same events happen, but there was no build up to that, and all the crap happened to Ellie, not Abby. So the person who killed, spoiler warning, the person who killed Ellie's father, essentially, got away scot-free, got everything she wanted, and lived in the end. While Ellie suffered, a character you cared about in the first game. Objectively, it's not good, but you could fix it. You can make it work. The Fandom Menace, for about 2 hours, talked about all the ways they could have fixed it, keeping all the events of killing Joel, of murdering him the worst possible way. But you gotta build up to that. That the second game could have been everything about Abby, and then in the third game, you could have Ellie versus Abby. That Abby at the very end of the second game of Last of Us 2, you could have Abby not witness, but moments after Joel from the first game, killed Abby's father, the person that Joel killed in the first game. And then you realize, oh my gosh, he killed Abby's dad. And in this entire game, you think it's like maybe a different timeline or maybe it's a different area of the map. But then you realize, oh, this ties in with Ellie and Abby. Something's about to go down. Now there's this buildup. And if Joel dies and it's Ellie versus Abby, then that power struggle, that conflict, can actually make you feel really good about Abby, where Abby was thrust and forced upon all the players. That wasn't good at all. That's not good. Some people might like it for, I don't know why somebody would like it, but if you like it, voice your opinion. Make a video, post a comment. That's the important part about fandom. You make your voice heard. And any person out there that silences you, not speaks bad about you, but silences you, seeks out ways to punish you, that is not fandom. That is not the spirit of letting your voice be heard. Because there's a lot of people out there and we'll get to those videos later, that I disagree with, that I don't like. But again, you have the right to voice your opinion. People have the right to make fun of you. They really do. It doesn't mean that they are good for doing it. It's not. It's not good at all. But you have the right to voice your opinion. That's fandom. That's the spirit of living. That's what's important. We had with Psy FR3Q, 2.37 thousand subscribers. Never heard of the channel before. There's a lot of channels that I've never heard of before. But again, post your opinions about things. Go for it. That's what fandom's about. Robot Head did. I'm actually wanting to watch this video because I haven't. I think Brie Larson said the word YouTube about 50 times in that one video or something, like, hey, I'm making a new channel, a new video on YouTube or something. I don't know. But Robot Head, 243,000 subscribers, considered part of the fandom. Even though he might be right or wrong about something, you voice your opinion. That's important. The Critical Drinker, I didn't know he had that much. That's a lot of subscribers. Overlord DVD, Dictor Van Doomcock, or just Doomcock. Dan Fan. Now, Dan Fan is, again, a very small channel. Actually, not really a small channel. 39,000? Oh, that's a lot. But she just covers anime exclusively. And I only got to her because I was looking up something specifically about anime. She voices her opinions. I may agree or disagree with her content, but you voice your opinion. That's what matters. And I am subscribed. I do. She is funny every now and then, so I have to admit that. Yeah, that's the reason I watch her. Hi-yo! Yeah, Dieter von Doomcock. And I don't like Doomcock's videos at all. I don't like his voice. I think he does it because he wants to keep himself unknown to the public. I don't know why. I just don't like his the way that he presents his videos. If he's just having a natural conversation with somebody else without the altered voice, I kind of enjoy him, but kinda. But again, not for me. I don't have to, but I still subscribe to his channel. So why? I don't know. That's probably something. Oh, John Talks. I forgot about that. Yeah, John Talks right there. John Talks is somebody with whom I had vehement disagreements about what he was talking about in certain things like 9 months ago. I'm not subscribed to his channel, but John Talks is part of the Fandom Menace. I disagree with him wholeheartedly, but he has the right to voice his opinions about things. That's what matters. Again, Josia Rises, Black Angus Reviews. That's awesome. The Rookie Critic. Again, every single one of these people has the right to voice your opinion. You don't have to be part of any particular clique. If I've made that point, or if hopefully I've made that point. If not, you don't have to be part of any particular clique. Justin Proper, Mindless Entertainment, that was mentioned from the Fandom Menace earlier. Anti-Trekker. He specifically has watched almost every single Trek thing like 500 times. Star Trek show, I think. I think he knows almost everything there is about Star Trek. And he's just kind of angry about where Star Trek has actually gone, and it's just not good anymore, objectively, with Star Trek canon. Now, again, I don't watch him. I kind of am not a fan of him. But again, go for it. Speak your mind. Neko Random 42. She speaks about some random things. She always has her whip. I don't know what her cattle proddy thing, whatever it's. What's the thing that you like? Dang it, let's go ahead and click on her channel. I'm trying to think about what that's called. Yeah, she's always touching her face, or she always has her breasts exposed, her cleavage showing. Either way, I'm happy. But yeah, she voices her opinions. I think her opinions or her point of views are kind of generic, but again, maybe her opinions are not for me. Her opinions may resonate with you more. That's what matters. Voice your opinion, let your voice be heard. That's the part about fandom. How many times can I say that? I'm going to be such a broken record by the end of this. Oh, So, the Dave Cullen Show, or what I like to call Dave Cullen. I don't like that he calls it the Dave Cullen Show. I prefer if he just said Dave Cullen. It kind of just sounds better to me. It has a better ring to it. But some of the content that he's produced, I love the way that he introduces it. I love the way he writes his scripts. He has valid points at the very end of it. That's phenomenal. Ryan Kennel, I haven't seen most, if not any, of his content. And I think he's okay. There's a lot of praise between Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, so on and so forth. The top tier, quote-unquote, in the clique, Fandom Menace people that have praised him. He's like their child, internet child, online child. But a good job on your success. I just might not care about your content, which, again, go for 173 people are watching it. Good. 173 people want to listen to you. That's awesome. Even if it's just one other person. You praise those people. You love those people. You give them content that's worth listening to. Odin's Movie Blog. He's actually doing a really cool thing. From what I've heard, he's actually going to be downloading problematic videos that are likely to be canceled and he's going to be downloading them on a server, and he's looking for donations for that to happen, so anybody might be able to have access to the actual server so they can watch it. I don't know if that's the end result, but I know that he's wanting to store problematic videos that might be canceled, even if you like Blazing Saddles. That is very offensive in this current modern age. I haven't seen it in about a decade or 15 years. I might want to watch it again. It might not be as funny as I thought it was because I've just changed tastes. Or maybe it's even more funny than I thought. Maybe I love it just for the nostalgia. Maybe. Who knows? So Major Lee, and I'm ending it with Major Lee. There's other videos I'm going to be going to in a bit, but with the quote-unquote Fandom Menace. Major Lee and Mahler, M-A-U-L-E-R, you also saw him on the Mueller channel, they had criticized Major Lee's video, I think talking about Star Wars, The Last Jedi, or The Force Awakens. I'm not certain of which one it is, and I might be wrong with what content they were criticizing. But they invited Major Lee on to talk about why he thought about certain things, and it was sort of like a 2-3 versus 1 against Major Lee. He talked his way through, he talked about it, he explained his position. I'm not a fan of The Rise of Skywalker. There's a lot of things I can't get into because of the original content. I think that they've retconned too many things. It's been thrown out of proportion too many times for me to even enjoy the movie. But he is a fan. That's the important part. There's some people in here. Let's read some of the comments. Wait, someone who understands the flaws of this movie and still loves it? That's not possible. Maybe the archives are incomplete. That's actually kind of funny. The plot is so whack, but watching it is extremely fun. See, that's the point. It's not a movie that I enjoy. I think it is objectively bad, but you can still enjoy it and love it for the art that it is. That's the important part about fandom. My heart was broken when so that's too long of a video of a comment. Let's read it anyways. My heart broke when I saw Chewie's reaction when he found out Leia had died. It's like the dude can't catch a break. His best friend died a couple movies ago, and then Luke, and then Luke. And I imagine he was probably a pretty awesome uncle to Kylo Ren back when he was a kid, being his dad's best buddy and all. So his death, and especially Leia's, and he just dropped to the ground all overwhelmed and shit. It was difficult to watch. Though that's a very sincere and, more importantly, objective way of looking at it. That really is. That's what happened to Chewie. And more importantly, even if that's not what happened in the film, this is how you can look at it to justify it. I don't want to use the word justify. You can look at something and it can be amazing. That if you have this perspective, for example, I do not remember which video it was, but there was somebody who explained why Christian, whoever the actor is for Anakin Skywalker in the second and the Clone Wars, the second episode, the second movie, and the Rise of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith, for the third movie, that the actor, as poor of an actor that he is, he explained that the reason he was a poor actor, or the way that he looked at it, was that he was conflicted with his emotions, both with the good and the bad, the evil and the moral, with what was happening around him. The people who he was supposed to follow, the legitimate good people, kept saying, suppress your emotions. While the evil guy was saying, hey, love the person you actually love. And he loved that person. He loved Padme. And then it's just he didn't know how to handle it. And both of the teachings were conflicting him, so the way he was conveying his words and his acting, his tonality, all kind of like scrambled together. It wasn't a correct way of somebody to actually act in that position, because he wasn't a normal person. He grew up almost his entire life with people telling him to shut up with your feelings. Your feelings are wrong. Never have feelings because they cloud your judgments. And the other one is, why would you live in a world without feeling anything? And that was with the villain. So it's like, I can't do that, but I want to. And if I can't do it, then I think I want to be evil now. So Again, it's a great explanation, especially with TWSTF8, whoever that person is, who made the statement about my heart broke when I saw Chewie's reaction. That's a phenomenal perspective. I applaud you. That's a great perspective. Like that is very true. I don't want. There's a lot of people in the Fandom Menace that would be grateful if the Disney trilogy became decanonized. I disagree with that because I believe that that conflicts with the entire with how do I put it with cancel culture. I think that would be the best way of putting it. But with cancel culture, I don't want something to be decanonized. Even though I think Toy Story 4 might be a fun film, it shouldn't be canon. Because the thing that they do with all three of those movies, with Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, they go in sequence. There may be some things that are just a little bit weird or off throughout the movie, but it's at least consistent. But in the fourth Toy Story, they retcon a specific event for him to want to leave with Bo Peep. And then, spoiler warning, at the end of Toy Story 4, he leaves with Bo Peep. And that's not what the Toy Story 1, 2, or 3 ever conveyed. He never felt bad about missing her. He kind of he's okay without her. Like, he's not hard. Like, if there was just one moment where he missed her, that would have been awesome. That would have been amazing. But I might have to watch it again to actually change that thought. I might have to watch all four in sequence to be like, you know what, I can actually say yes or no to that. But I personally don't like it. And again, I might be wrong on that. That's the entire point of I didn't know if you catch that yet, but that's the entire point of fandom. The Skywalkers are a fulfill your destiny the last minute kind of family. Oh, I so agree with that. Thumbs up. Again, I'm not going to watch the video. I don't care for The Rise of Skywalker. But again, you can have your own opinion. That's good. Go for it. So let's get with the other thing. The other thing. We'll get to that in a bit. When you look up the Fandom Menace, you get to see that there is a lot of videos that I pulled up criticizing the Fandom Menace. There's one, let me see if I can get to it. Yeah, Freddie Prinze, I don't know, Jr. rant to the Star Wars fans and Fandom Menace. And I'm not going to play any of the audio because one of the first things he does here is criticize any single person who's upset about Star Wars, specifically the Disney franchise trilogy, the 7, 8, and 9. If you disagree with it, you're upset about it, that must mean, well, A, the show is made for kids, so shut up. And that's his statement. And it's like, dude, what? It's like, wait, what? Because that would be the point of him not respecting the fandom. Not the Fandom Menace, a specific clique, a specific group, but the fans. I disagree wholeheartedly about X, Y, and Z about... let's go, for example, I'm trying to think, this was The Last Jedi. I think it was The Last Jedi. Do I have that correct? Give me a second. Okay, The Last Jedi. And The Last Jedi, spoiler warning, when Kylo Ren shot Leia in the command center, she went flying out into the middle of space. About a minute later, she opens her eyes and uses the Force to put herself back into the thing. I thought it would have been amazing if they killed her off then, maybe. I mean, kind of. Like, I don't know how you would have resolved that afterwards, but she just has... I've never seen anybody be able to do that, and it's just all of a sudden now she can. I know there's been about a decade or two, but you have to have had shown that she was a Force wielder, not just having the Force because it was presented a plant that she had the connection with the Force in episode, I don't know which one it was, but I think the original 4, 5, and 6. That's okay. But to make that leap, how in the hell can you ever practice to survive that? What? Like, she could have, used the Force to push herself out of the room, or something. I don't know. I think that would have been a little bit out there. But there was no build up to her having used the Force, that it was just a, oh, how is she going to get out of here? Oh, she can use the Force, and at great magnitude, apparently. In the, at the very end of the Last Jedi, Rey, which again, Daisy, it's not your fault that you played a character that was unwell written. It's not your fault. I don't blame you. But Rey, I love Rey's first 15, Daisy's first 15 minutes of acting in The Force Awakens. She didn't say anything. It was, I'm not saying it's that because she speaks, it's bad. She acted so well. We got to see her facial expressions. We got to see how how she communicated things. We got to see her feelings. We got to see how she related with her environment. We got to see how hopeful or how depressed she was in any single certain moment. We got to see how she was thinking. That was awesome. I wanted more of that. And with the Star Wars, the Last Jedi, at the very end of the movie, one great criticism that is actually major is that she lifted 50 boulders. 50 boulders. Literally 50 boulders. Of 50 boulders, where it's very difficult to lift like 2 or 3. Maybe 5. 5's like 5 maximum. But if you go to the Star Wars... Oh, sweet. Somebody just bidded on, I think, some... Oh! Okay, somebody just bidded on my my eBay thing. That's good. I'm trying to get some money up and save a little bit more. But what was it? Where was I? In Star Wars, I think it's not the Force Awakens, but the story in between 3 and 4, where it's a PlayStation Xbox game. I'm trying to think of what that name is. Where Vader literally creates a mentor. Oh, no, he doesn't create him. He actually kidnaps him because of how how well he's suited for the connection with the Force. Let me find the game, because I'm mixing my words. Okay, the game I was talking about was Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. They made a first one, and then they made a second one. And I guess that's how it goes. If you make one and you make 2, it seems as though it's made in sequence. But I loved this character, and at the end of 1 or 2, he did something that was ridiculous. And in the moment, everything made sense up to that point. And looking back on it, I don't know if I'm being hypocritical against Rey and loving the fact, I don't remember what this character's name was, but with The Force Unleashed, that character, maybe it's in the name, Starkiller's namesake. His name can't be Starkiller. No. Okay, it's probably Starkiller. But I'm just going to go... It might be Starkiller, but I'm just going to go with this guy, the guy you see. And I might be hypocritical when it comes to Rey versus Starkiller, because Starkiller, in one of the games, either 1 or 2, he literally shifts the entire... an entire Star Destroyer. Not a Star Destroyer. A Starfleet thingy. Star Command. I'm trying to think of what the name is. But he moves it, and he starts shifting it towards the planet, and he makes it crash into the planet. And that's 100 billion times more than what Rey did. And my criticism for Rey might be right, but I might also be wrong, too. Like, if I'm okay with Starkiller doing what he did in that game, which was a billion times more outlandish, well, then maybe I should give Rey the benefit of the doubt when she does something. So maybe if I go through and watch the entire Star Wars trilogy, I might like it again. I might like it. And it's okay to like something. You might have a criticism for it, but it's okay to like stuff. It really is. And, where was I? Oh, here. The review of the Fandom Menace. And I guess that's all that I have for that. And again, the likes, the dislikes. Oh wait, Major Lee, the review of the Fandom Menace. Oh wow, okay. But when you look up the Fandom Menace, you get to see that there's a lot of criticism. Shush, you phone. You get to see there's a lot of criticism for the Fandom Menace. And it's okay to have criticism. It really is. Even Major Lee, someone I disagree with, he made something and apparently got some major backlash with a 3.8, almost another 4,000 with 2.5 dislikes. Excuse me. 3.8 thousand likes, 2.5 thousand dislikes. And the $3 Theater, he, I think, often has either a like or dislike on his ratios, and with some, I think, healthy criticism in the comment section. But again, when he says like the Fandom Menace or the Grey Order, any of these quote-unquote cliques are of fandom, the entire point of fandom is letting your voice be heard. And if you disagree with somebody's opinion, you don't go after the person, you go after their criticism, their ideas, what they think, not maybe how they feel about it. If they're not going to try to shut you down, leave them alone. That's my take. I might be entirely that I concede that there might be points as to when you might need to go after somebody. But essentially, if they're going to say something about anything that you might disagree with, let them say it, move on with your life. And unless there's just something that's just too absurd of what they have to say, don't go after the person, go after the idea. I think that's what I'm trying to convey. Hopefully that's what I'm conveying. Doomcock exposed for reporting fake Star Wars leaks. And in the video, Doomcock, actually, in this one video, Doomcock actually said it was rumor. And he kept prefacing, rumor, rumor, rumor. It might be false. It might be incredibly false. He's not fooling anybody. It's really ridiculous. Again, Urban Acolyte, I disagree with what he does. This one video, I know what the content is, and I disliked it. Now it says, it looks like I didn't dislike it, but there we go, because of the dark mode. But, what is a Fandom Menace? This guy started out the way that's a little bit different than what I like to listen to, so I didn't do anything about that. So I'm going to X out of that. Freddie Prince, even though it's a 1.6 thousand likes to 250 dislikes, I'm part of the dislikes. I don't like the fact when anybody says anything that attacking the person rather than the idea. Star Wars is for children. So is Shrek. But Shrek is enjoyed by the family. So you're wrong, Freddie, and you're kind of a fucking ass, okay? When you attack somebody, not their ideas, not what they have to, not their criticism, but you are liking it's like if somebody loves WWE wrestling. It is staged, it is, and that's one of the reasons when it's like the Santa was exposed to me, it's like I kind of stopped believing or caring about it with WWE. But anybody who watches it because they enjoy the show, they enjoy what's happening. You don't go after them because it's like, oh, you love children's stuff. You love baby stuff. Dude, that's utter bullshit. 99.9% of any and all reality TVs out there are 100% script or are guaranteed to have script in there. It really is. It's not just winging it for TV, like Pawn Stars, where they go in, and they have like maybe about 3 things that somebody's going to come in and pawn. They've done the research. They know they've already met to begin with. They already know what's going to happen. They already have plans and have talked to people to go and actually evaluate and see how much money it's actually going to be worth. They've done all the research and they just show you all the final edited result. It's the same thing with WWE. I have enjoyed Pawn Stars. I've actually watched probably like 3 seasons of it, or 4 or 5. I don't watch it anymore. I just don't. I moved on to things that I like now. Other things that I like now. And when you attack the person, you're the asshole. The Witcher is riddled with flaws. But any person who likes it, including myself, I think it's a great first attempt at a phenomenal series. I think it'll get more woke. I think it will pander to certain things, and I'm going to probably hate it. I wish it wouldn't. I wish I would love it. I really wish I would love the second season. I would want to. I want to. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I don't want to not like it. But, again, we'll see what happens. So, again, Freddie Prinze Jr., you're the fucking ass here. If somebody likes it, Shrek is a phenomenal example of a family movie. If an adult likes it and criticizes the movie, and then you go after the person for saying it's for kids, bruh, you're the fucking dick, man. You really are the ass. The Fandom Menace, episode 1, A Gay Hope. I have no idea what this is about. The man boobs of destruction. I have no idea what this is about, but I'm scared to go any further. Any deeper down that rabbit hole. Haha, anus. Okay, the next one. The Fandom Menace are toxic grifters with schemes and scams. And he might have some valid criticism, but that title, I don't care for it at all. I really don't. I'm not going to watch the video if you think that somebody is a toxic grifter with schemes and scams. Yeah, that's ugh. Like, and again, if this is how you look, you're exactly like Doomcock, bro. You have a mask to hide your face. Oh, downvote, you little asshole. Like, I say this, you have every right to say what you want. You have no right to me liking it. But you have the right to say what you want. I don't want you banned from the channel. I don't want you barred from anything. I don't want you to have removed videos or likes or dislikes. I don't want you to be removed. I don't want things to be taken away from you. I don't want this idea to get out there. This is a dumb and stupid idea. I haven't seen this, but you're dressed exactly like Doomcock. With this title, dude, fuck you, man. I'm out of here. Like, I'm exiting that. And one of the last thing that I really wanted to get to, and this will be my last thing, is that with the Fandom Menace, with any clique out there that you call yourself or connect yourself with, there can be I really don't know. I don't know what any other type of fandom is called. I only know the Fandom Menace because that's the only group of people that I kind of listen to, so I'm probably in an echo chamber. Who knows? But with Henry Cavill had an interview discussing about The Witcher, and the interviewer brought up a question about toxic fandoms, and Henry Cavill answered the question in probably the most beautiful way ever that makes me want to support him, and I will defend him with, again, my proverbial, if I'm using that word correctly, my last breath, okay? The reason is he doesn't consider toxic fans to be toxic. He considers them to be passionate. I highly recommend going watching the channel. I don't want my video to be demonetized, or not demonetized, but blocked for any reason of that regard. But he addresses fandoms to be passionate people who care about the source material. If for example, if The Witcher came out and he was a drunk old fool who gained 500 pounds and a beer belly, like they did with Thor, I think people would probably trash their books, trash their old material, and probably say fuck you to to Netflix and The Witcher. But that's not toxic. They care about the source material and they want you to do good. They really want you to do right with the source material. You can have, and at least this is my opinion anyways, but you can change it a little bit. Captain America isn't exactly who Captain America was. Iron Man, well actually Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, so that's a bad example. Spider-Man, the actor who plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is okay. I think he does well as a local neighborhood Spider-Man, but specifically not a leader of the Marvel Cinematic, of all the heroes. He's supposed to be part of the neighborhood. He defends the people in the neighborhood. That's what he does. Again, I think he teamed up with Daredevil at one point, and Daredevil said, "Go home, kid." Like, Spider-Man could probably beat the crap out of him, if not kill Daredevil. Like, he is so capable. But in the comics or in the stories, he's the local hero. He's the guy you're like, "Hey, Spider, what's up? Spidey, what's up?" That's Spider-Man to me. So anytime that you kind of like overextending his ability, changing like many things about, if not a major critical point, he's not the neighborhood Spider-Man anymore. It's like, no, he's not. It's like, okay, I don't care about your stories anymore. Toxic fandom. It's like, okay, Okay, how does that change my mind? It doesn't. So I'm just going to continue thinking and feeling that way. Well, you won't be part of the group. I don't care to be part of the group. You must be evil. Oh gosh. And if you can't make anybody else laugh, at least make yourself laugh. That's. Oh man, it's like I'm all alone. Oh, pain and misery. Gosh, I might actually be laughing tears of joy, salty tears of joy. Num 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 num. Lick 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 lick. Oh, dude, you can make fun of anything. Self-deprecation, I think, is one of the greatest forms of humor. Who knows? What the hell? How the hell would I know? I'm just some guy on the internet. Oh, wait, just some guy. He's right there. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, but I'll end it off right there. The number one thing, I don't know if you heard this before, but fandom is all about getting your voice heard. If you like something, you can say it. I might disagree with you. There might be something that I think is absolutely wrong with what you have to say. But you have the right to say it. You have the right to voice that opinion. Regardless of whether or not anybody likes it or dislikes it. Regardless of whether or not you get 300,000 views on one video, and then another time you lose half your audience on your next idea. It doesn't matter about the audience, which it does. You voice your opinion. You get your voice out there. If you like something, voice it. If you don't like it, voice it. Make your thoughts be known to people. And you're not guaranteed a like, you're not guaranteed a view, you're not guaranteed a subscriber, you're not guaranteed anything. But the whole point about fandom is that if you like something, if you cherish it, express yourself. And it could be creating your own story. If you don't like where the story is going with Star Wars, which I'm kind of in that camp, I'd have to go and look and watch the entire 9 movies in order to see if it actually bodes well at some point in my life. So I might be wrong. I might change my opinion at some point. But right now, you can change, you could voice your opinion. So, last thing that I would ask is go out there and create something. Go out there and create a video. Go out there and create a post. Go out there and give a like. Actually, more importantly, go out there and give something. Give a video for other people to go and watch. Give a like to something. Give a share. Share a link. Give that link to other people that you think would enjoy it. Give the option for other people to see things that you like. That's the whole point of fandom. That's why I care about the Fandom Menace, because it's a group of people who believe in that. And they agree and disagree on so many things. They may talk about politics and the ridiculousness of being shut down and cancel culture, but cancel culture about the same thing. And you don't have to agree with them, but create your own stuff. That's what I'd love to leave you off with. So please go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, because that would greatly help out this channel. And most importantly, you enjoy the rest of your day and go out there and create and give and share and give and share and give and share and give and share. See you next time.